What is up, home dogs? If you clicked on this video, I am assuming that you want to be a social media or a YouTuber or something of that sort. Well, I'm going to give you a few tips. This video is just going to be me, raw, just talking to you guys, kind of very little cuts, maybe even, I probably won't even cut it at all. But I'm just going to jump straight into it, not waste any of your time. Well, for starters, my name is Zebkii Davis, also known as zebkii, my online social media name. And I have accumulated about 4 plus million followers in the past 3 or 4 months. Years, my bad. 3 or 4 years. Absolutely not months. That would be crazy. But in the past 3 or 4 years, I've accumulated a lot. A lot of views, a lot of attention, a lot of followers. And I kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight on what it's like to be a social media influencer / YouTuber, since I've been one for about 3-4 years now. For starters, when you want to get into being a YouTuber or doing social media, you need to start slow and don't expect a whole lot of attention right off the bat. Unfortunately, if you blow up immediately, there's a few things that will happen. If you make a video and it goes super mega viral, let's say you just started out, it's only been a month, and you have a video that gets like 69 million views and everything's like crazy. Yes, I said 69 on purpose, but anyways. Let's say that video is super uber viral. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to have a lot of attention on you, and people are going to want more and expect perfection because it's the one and only video they've seen of you. All of those viral content or those viral viewers that, like, this is their first impression of you. And those people are going to want more. They're going to expect more. And it's both a blessing and a curse because, you know, here's all of this attention. You're wanting to get out there and make it big. Like, it's great if that does happen. It worked for me, but it's highly unlikely and it's kind of scary because sometimes you can just get canceled or people will ignore you or they'll just watch that one video and move on. But what I'm trying to get at here is don't expect a whole lot of attention at the beginning, but if it does happen, just kind of go with the flow and keep making the content that you enjoy and see where it goes. But realistically, it's going to take you about, it took me since I was like 13, 14 years old, it took me about 6-7 years before I made it my full-time job, which it could take longer for you. It could take shorter for you. I'm not Magic Man. I don't know how long it would take for you, but it's all about that consistency and putting in the effort and just enjoying yourself while you are making the content that you enjoy. But to sum that part up, just don't expect a whole lot of attention right at the beginning because it's most likely not going to happen. And that's just the hard truth. You have to gain that audience. You have to build yourself. You have to build your brand. And that's the next topic I'm going to get into. I've written down a few topics on Google Docs so I can just kind of refresh my mind of what I was going to say. But build yourself and your brand before grouping with others to avoid being known only as that particular group. So what I mean by that is if you want to build yourself up and you want to become a brand or become someone who's known, I would recommend doing it yourself and not with just a group of people and only doing it with a group of people. Because if that group of people, like let's say you have a best friend or you have another friend you met on the internet and you guys get together and you play some video games and everybody thinks it's hilarious and it's awesome and the content's funny, like awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Put out smiles. But if you're going to do that, I would recommend making content for you and only you and building yourself up and showing your face because if in the future, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if in the future, if you know, like you lose your best friend or you lose your other friend, I'm not saying they die or anything, but I'm saying if you guys just have a falling out, your videos are going to drop drastically because they're going to always be asking, where's this person? Where's this person in your video? And then it's just going to be a downhill from there. And to avoid that from happening is building yourself up and building your brand before you build anyone else up. So, you know, making a solo, like if you're a gamer, play a solo game, you know, show your personality, show your emotions, exaggerate your emotions, you know, just be excited about everything. And it can be hard to do that. And if that isn't your personality, don't do it. Be yourself. You know, be nonchalant. Whoever you are, do it yourself. So, in summary, for that sort of topic, I just highly recommend you build yourself up before you build yourself with another group of people, because you never know what will happen, and you want to set yourself in a good financial and emotional place before you build something with someone else, or a whole bunch of, you know what I mean. I went too much into detail of that, but like, build yourself up before you build a group. Third topic is have a steady job while doing social media on the side until you're making the same or more with social media. So that one's pretty self-explanatory. Have a 9 to 5, work at McDonald's, Burger King, I don't know, whatever suits your style, whatever fits you, and do social media on the side. If it's a 9 to 5, a 6 to 2, whatever it is, go to work your hardest, make that bank. And when you come home, relax for a minute, take a breather, because you don't want to overexert yourself. Take 2-3 hours, however long you want to work on, make a video, make some content, do whatever you want to do, and post it for the whole world to see. And just keep doing that over and over again until you see some sort of output on social media. A few bucks here, a few bucks there. Like, once you start making money, it'll start picking up pretty quickly. That's how it worked with me, and that's how it works with a lot of other social media influencers. I'm not saying you're going to get super uber rich, because I'm not even super uber rich, because it's been like 3 years and I don't even have a car, dude. I'm not super wealthy, but it is a financially good job. Like, I've been able to pay rent, I've been able to pay the bills, I've been able to take care of my babies, I've been able to take care of my wife. Like, it can be financially stable. So what I mean is, make sure you have yourself in a good paying job and work on social media on the side before you just jump straight into social media and expect a whole lot of, money to come in, because a lot of the times, 99% of the time, that doesn't work out. Like, very rarely it'll work out, but from experience and from a lot of people I've talked to, it takes a while to build yourself up and do that. So do not quit your day job and go straight into social media. You have to wait until social media is working and you see proof of that income before you go straight into social media. The fourth topic is respect everyone, including your haters. So pretty much, if you're reading comments and someone just says the nastiest thing, they're calling you the worst of the worst words, they're being racist, they're being rude, they're being just outright evil and disgusting, just respond with, hey, thanks for the feedback, or I hope you have a good day, or I hope, your attitude, not your attitude, I hope I hope whatever you're going through, it gets better. You need to respond with that kindness, because a lot of people on the internet are either super young, or they just hate their lives, or, something's going on, or they had a bad day. There's so many different reasons, millions of different reasons that could be why they commented that. And you need to not feed into the hate, just delete the comment or respond with, like I said just a minute ago, or just ignore it. But there's two sides to this. One side is the analytics side, where if somebody hates on your videos and they dislike your video and they're constantly basically harassing you and always commenting on your videos, that in turn is going to be good for you, maybe not your emotional state, but for the analytics side of things, because the more comments, the more likes, the more dislikes, whatever it is, the more views, the higher your channel is going to boost. So even those haters are helping you, and that's what they don't understand. And then the other side is the emotional side, apart from all the analytics and all that other stuff, is being a human being and just being kind and respectful to anyone and everyone you come across, even the people who hate on you the most and the people who try to discourage you from being who you are. So to put it into perspective, I get so many hate comments. I want to say in the past 3 years, I've probably gotten well over, 100,000 hate comments. And 95% of those comments I've responded with kindness and love and either ignored them. And a lot of those haters have turned into my biggest fans. And it takes a little bit of kindness. It just takes a little bit of it. You want to build yourself up, because the kinder you are to people, the more people that will realize, oh, this guy isn't going to give in, this guy or girl, whoever you are, won't give into your hate comments and respond with hatred. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic. You want to make content that revolves around what you enjoy and don't focus on the trending. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You know, when Fortnite came out, a lot of people tried to jump onto Fortnite, and you know, it worked out for some people like Ninja, Courage, and a few other streamers. I don't know if Courage got famous off of Fortnite, but I know for sure Ninja did. I think he did, at least. You know what I mean. Don't focus on the trending. Don't focus on, you know, the biggest, newest game. Don't focus on the biggest, like, trend, the newest crazy thing. Like, don't try to focus on that. Focus on yourself and focus on what you enjoy. If you love cars, if you love making car content, focus on that. Focus on what you're doing with cars. Make it as best as possible. You know, if you play video games, play whatever games you enjoy. Show your personality. Because if you focus on the trending, you're going to get burnt out really fast. Because it just... sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But for me personally, if I try to focus on the trending game, I just get super, you know, depressed. I don't feel happy because I feel like I'm just trying to make money. And that's not what social media is all about. That's not what being a YouTuber is all about. You want to do it because you enjoy it and to also make money. Money should be the second or the third or the fourth. Money should never be your top priority when you're doing this. Your top priority should be you're doing it because you enjoy it and you want to see other people happy. At least that's what I do it for. I don't do it for the money. I do it to see people enjoy life and just put smiles on other people's faces. And I also do it for the money, which is second, third, fourth. You know what I mean? Like, the money is not the top priority. Like, I make just as much as anyone at a regular 9 to 5. Like, it can be super lucrative. It can also not be super lucrative. It just depends on who you are. It depends on your situation. And it depends on how... there's so many factors that go into it. The next topic is don't fake it. Be honest and true to your audience the same you would to a best friend, spouse, or family. So basically, you want to be yourself. That's pretty much in just one sentence. You want to be yourself, and you want to be honest and true to yourself, your friends, your family, and your audience. By that, I mean if you're making a video and you're trying to quote unquote clip farm, you know, screaming really loud, you know, doing something like acting, like you're behind a camera and just faking it to make it, like, it's not going to last long. It burns you out, and you just, me personally, I feel like crap for doing it because I'm lying to my audience. So basically, whatever your personality is, show others what that personality is and just show people who you are as a person. Because if you fake it, you know, you could be really good at it and people will never know that you're faking it. Or, you know, just, you want to be yourself. You don't want to fake it. I will say that 1,000 times. You don't want to fake it. You don't want to fake it. You don't want to fake it. It's not a good thing. You just need to focus on yourself, be true to yourself, be true to those around you, and you will see good from it. The next topic is investing in equipment that suits your needs. You don't need the best mic, camera, etc. So basically what I mean is when you're first starting out, like when I first started out, let's see. So I've been making content since I was like 14, 15 years old. Back when I was making, you know, Fortnite videos all the way back then, I was on my PS4 recording some Fortnite clips and recording and like editing it in the PS4 software. I had like a little TV. I lived in an attic. I couldn't even stand upright because I didn't have enough room. I bought a headset off of Wish that was like $23, and it was a pretty good mic. It was a pretty good mic, $23. And, I sat on my mattress. I didn't have a gaming chair like this. I had little to nothing, and I was making content that way. That way. And, fast forward where I was living in a shed where my bathroom was the same as my kitchen. It was a kitchen bathroom. Like, I lived in a tiny shed. I didn't have much. And I got my first computer off of Amazon. It was a pre-built. And I had one monitor, the PC on the left, a $25 camera from Staples, and I believe that I had enough money to buy this mic. I've been using this mic for the past 3 or 4 years, and it's perfect. It was only $100, dude. Like, this is a great mic. You don't need a lot of money to become a social media influencer or YouTuber. So I got to a point where I could have that kind of stuff. Like, fast forward to now, I've got 3 monitors, a 4K camera, a big light, the same mic I've been using, $300 headset. Like, I could rant about all the stuff that I've been blessed to have, but you don't need everything that I have or someone bigger than me has, like, a multimillionaire. Like, let's talk about Tim the Tap Man, Ninja I mentioned. Like, they've got great stuff because they've worked towards that stuff, and they've gotten to a point where they can afford that stuff. Keep that word in your mind, stuff. It's just stuff. It's materialistic things. All you need is some cheap equipment, and you can make it. Like, you don't need to invest in the most expensive stuff right off the bat. Down the line, if you start making money off of what you're doing, and you've got enough money left over after paying rent and the bills, like, go for it, dude. Buy what you want. But when you're first starting out, you don't need to buy super expensive equipment. You don't need to. Moving on to the next topic, it will be hard, and there will be days where you want to give up. Let me say that again. It will be hard, and there will be days when you want to give up. Dude, there's, especially recently, for like the past year, dude, I've had almost little to no motivation to make any videos, gaming videos, no matter what it is. Like, it took me I had to push myself to even sit down and make this video. I'm like 17 minutes into doing this video, and I had to push myself to make it because I want to show people the reality of being a YouTuber / social media influencer. It's like not all sunshine and rainbows, dude. It's not the greatest thing in the world. People always look at me and they're like, "Oh, you're probably so rich. You do YouTube. It's crazy." Like, just recently, I was talking to someone that I won't mention because I don't want to call them out. But I was talking to them, and I told them that I was a social media influencer, and they're like, "Whoa, that's so crazy." And then we got into the topic like 10 minutes later that I was like, "Yeah, I don't have a lot of money." And they're like, "Oh, I just assumed that, because you're a YouTuber, you make a lot of money." Like, that's not the truth. Yeah, I've got 1 million subs, which I'm super grateful on YouTube, over 1 million on TikTok, almost 1 million on Instagram, but I don't make a whole lot of money, and that is completely fine. Like, you don't need to, like, rewind this video where I was talking about money and doing it because you enjoy it. But the reason I'm telling you this is those days are going to suck. It's going to suck so bad sometimes. You're not going to want to do certain things, and that's fine. That's completely human. If you start feeling that way, you need to find something new and find something else to work yourself towards, because it's not, like I said, not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun all the time. It's going to, at times, feel like a job. Like 50% of my time, it feels like a job. And that's okay. Like, it is a job. You make money from it. It is a job. It's not always easy. Just remember that and focus on what you enjoy. And just try to push through those hard times. And now we're going to get to the final topic of this video. I might make another video like this in the future and just, make a little update on what my life of a YouTuber and social media influencer is. But we're going to move on to the last topic, and I'm going to try to keep this video under like 23 minutes so you guys aren't just sitting here forever. But the final topic is surround yourself with people who believe in you and avoid those who prey on your downfall. So let me read that again because I just went through one ear and not the other. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and avoid those who prey on your downfall. So that kind of goes hand in hand with... Ooh, I actually missed a topic. We're going to rewind real quick. So the topic before that one is make connections with people you look up to and are kind to you, not just the biggest influencers. And I guess that goes hand in hand with surround yourself with people who believe in you and avoid those who prey on your downfall. Sorry, my air conditioning's like getting super loud for no reason. So hand in hand, you want to find people and surround yourself with people who push you to be the best and want to see you succeed. You know, talk to your mom, talk to your dad, talk to your sister, talk to your brother, grandma, grandpa, whoever it is. If they believe in you, keep them around, keep talking to them, and talk to them about your job. I'm not saying, like, if your grandma tells you you're horrible, you're never going to make it, push her out of your life. Like, no, she's your grandma, dude. What I mean by this is surround yourself with people who are going to motivate you to do better when you are in your workspace. Like, you know, your best friend who wants to sit down and make a video with you or talk to you and help you come up with ideas and stuff that you want to do. So that is the final topic of the video. Basically, to summarize that last part is only choose those who want to see you become the best version of yourself and avoid those who just want to see you crash and burn and not make it at all. But if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, you know, there's a comment section. It's YouTube. But if you guys want to ask me anything or just comment on something, tell me I'm wrong if I said something wrong in this video. But I'm even more willing to sit down and talk to someone who wants to become a YouTuber or a social media influencer. Like, shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll see about sitting down and just talking to you, and I will give you advice for free. I will not charge you a cent. I just want to see people succeed and I want to see people be happy. But before I go on a whole rant at the end of this video and make it, 30 minutes long, I'm just going to say I love you guys. Thank you to everyone who supports me. And if you're watching this video and you're wanting to become a YouTuber, social media influencer, I believe in you. You can do it. And it'll be hard. It will be really freaking hard, but I believe in you. Anyways, I think I'm going to stop the video there. And, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, homies.